Hi guys, I am here to talk about this Roland MC-303 that I've restored. Um, if you've checked out this listing before, be sure to watch this video. This is a new video. I wanted to go, in the previous videos I just kind of talked about what I restored, but I actually want to dig a little bit into the unit to show you what it can do. So this will be a little bit longer, but I want to cover a little more ground so that people who may not be familiar actually A, understand the condition that it's in, and B, understand what it can do. So let's get started here. So just going to fire it up. First things first, turn the alarm away, of course, just like you would expect. Let's talk about what I repaired. So that's a good place to start here. So every single tack switch, all these, all these, all these, all these, all replaced, all 35. Actually, I bought 40. There's the 5 I got left. I'll save these for the next project. Some of them worked, but some of them were iffy. And, now, first time, every key works just beautifully. And they should last quite a while. I'd say you'll get at least 10 years out of those keys before tack switches before you have any trouble. So, I replaced the volume potentiometer. It was actually just bad, scratchy. Tried to clean it, got rid of most of the scratch, but it just wasn't perfect. So I went ahead and just replaced it with a new part. This knob was missing. Replaced the knob. Same shape, same size, same color. It lacks a little bit of the shininess on the black part that the other ones have. Super hard to notice, but I wanted to mention that. I've restored all the plastic. I know if you look online at these things, most of the keys are quite yellow. And you may not even notice, but a lot of the gray is yellowed too. All this plastic's been pulled out. It's been restored properly, deeply, over an extended period of time. The proper way to do it. So plastic's in brand new condition, and it should remain that way so long as you keep this out of the sunlight. You should definitely always keep your gear out of the sunlight. UV light turns plastic yellow. That's just the way it goes. So, let's see what else. I've cleaned the potentiometer. It was a little scratchy. Was able to clean it out real good. Absolutely perfect now. Previous owner had painted all over this unit. So that was quite a bit of fun to remove. They had actually written "Caress My Knobs" on it, which I thought pretty fitting and was kind of cool, but they didn't do a good job of painting it. Let's just say that. So it had to go. It's been wiped down, cleaned extensively. Every part inside and out has been cleaned with the appropriate chemicals. There was corrosion that's been removed along some of these edges along the back there. You can see in the photos what I'm talking about. Once I had all the plastic removed and everything perfectly clean, taped over the LCD, 2 clear coats with the UV protectant. So none of the corrosion ought to return. This thing's got 2 new clear coats on it. It's as clean as a whistle. Mostly cleaned it with industrial alcohol. That's really one of the best cleaners you can use. I use some, simple green, cut some of the grease first, but super clean. There is a scratch here on the LCD, super tiny. You can see it, it's there. I looked at ways to kind of get rid of it, and none of them seem really safe or effective. I don't want to make it worse. It doesn't affect the unit, so I'm just going to let it roll. If you're in a bright light, it kind of sticks out. In a typical darker studio setting, you're really not going to care about it. So, anyway, let's see. I've cleaned all the outputs, tested them all, left, right, phones, MIDI, All that stuff works wonderfully. I don't have a pedal, so can't test the pedal. Don't have, can't test, can't confirm. However, I can say it's firmly attached to the board and it's clean. I see no reason why it wouldn't work. I had no real trouble with any of the other outputs, so just a little cleaning to make sure that they're good to go for the long term, but there was no problem with them. Coder works perfectly fine. Let's actually use this arm here so you can see. I think the CPU chokes a little bit. The encoder works fine. It never fails. It's just sometimes when you're scrolling real fast there, it'll hang up. Let's go ahead and play this infamous first track here. Welcome to the 90s, guys. There it is. I would demo the unit with this, but oh man, this track kills me. So instead, I've made a drum pattern using the 808 kit. Who doesn't love the 808, right? So I wanted to make sure all the record stuff worked, and yeah, so it looks like I've got the delay kicked up there. Let's turn that down. So there we go. Just nothing super fancy. Nice little drum loop there. I'm gonna show you. Oops, we gotta switch over to rhythm here. Now, so you know, there's actually 9 octaves of drum kits here. 1, 2, 3. And now we're at the bottom. 9 times 16, whatever that is, 144 or whatever. That might be wrong. I did the math real fast in my head there. And just tons, there's quite a few kits in each kit. I don't know how many octaves are in each kit. It may differ, but the 808 kit's got 9 octaves. It's just loaded with sounds. So quite a few drum sounds. And if you don't know, you can actually just hook this up to your computer and send MIDI into it and trigger all the drums you want. So you could actually use this as a external module if you want for drums, and just MIDI the heck out of them. Which is, if I was keeping it, that's probably what I would do, because I always like to do drums in the box. But some people might want to do them with the built-in looping pattern and song creation tools. So whatever suits your fancy, it all works just fine. Let's just run through. All work perfectly. Tap works perfectly. I'll mess with it at the end. I don't want to mess up my tempo. But yeah, let's just give this thing a play through here. So this first is envelope. No light is attack. I don't know how useful it is on a drum track, but on an instrument track, it might be a lot more useful. And then decay. You can hear that. Little bells ringing out there. Put it back something more reasonable. Alright, let's make sure we got some resonance so we can hear this cutoff. Silky smooth, works just fine there. I don't know that the LFO and all this do much. Well, I guess they do. Or I might have nicked the cutoff button there. Anyway, all the buttons work just fine. Delay. You actually can. Well, let's turn that down a little here. There's all kinds of shortcuts. If you read on the bottom here, you know, if you want to change the delay type, you just gotta go Shift, and then you see delay reverb type here. I would do this. Maybe I gotta stop it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. And then you can scroll through. I think the first three are reverbs, and then you got a couple different types of delay here. I don't know what they all are, but that's how you kind of change things around. There's some shortcuts to, you know, get into whatever you want to change. The delay of the reverb, the flanger chorus. There's different arpeggio styles. All kinds of different parameters. You know, there's a learning curve with this unit. I've just kind of figured it out by mucking around and watching a couple of videos on YouTube. But you know, this unit was built before DAWs were so ubiquitous, so it's really quite powerful. You can do quite a bit with it. Let's go ahead and exit that there. Go back to our pattern. Let's see here. Let's just show you that the arpeggiator works. Put a nice long tail on them, or cut them nice and short. Let's go ahead and play and get into the quantize now. So we've got a nice 90s sound there. This particular setting reminds me of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but anyway, something a little more moderated here. Yeah, that's got a nice bounce to it. I definitely like when I do my drums. Get them off the grid, guys. You get a little cut and groove, get a little bounce going. It definitely makes your track sound more professional, more interesting too. So let's go ahead and play with the low boost so you can hear that. It's all the way down right now, I believe. There we go, now it's all the way up. This isn't the greatest mic in the world, but you can probably pick that up. It might shake the camera a little too, I don't know, but all the way down, all the way back up, nice and smooth, no scratchy sounds, just works flawlessly. Go ahead and stop that. So the other thing I did, I had to replace a foot on this unit. You know, you just can't find them anywhere. I tried to buy one from a parts store, and man, nobody's got one. So let me turn this off here. I just got an aftermarket foot and bolted it in. There we go. It is a white foot, so I put it on the back. You can call this the Whitefoot Groove Box, but it's the exact same height. This thing is rock solid. There's no wobble at all. You know, it's literally the exact same height. Bolted in, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, I mean, I think that's about it, guys. This thing is super clean. I don't think you're gonna find one anywhere near this clean in this price range. I've looked and I've seen a couple of guys that asking $600 when they're in mint condition. This isn't quite mint, but it's pretty darn close. I'm gonna list it as very good because we obviously have this scratch here. But anyway, that's pretty much the long and short of it. You know, everything works perfectly. No issues with the unit. There is a new battery installed, if I didn't mention that. Just for the heck of it, you know, it's $4 battery. Might as well put it in while I've got this thing opened up. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. If you have questions about the unit or a question about restoration, just shoot me a message. All right, guys. Thanks so much.